welcome back. This is Sophie. This is the third part of the Chinese phonetics. And here we start. In the previous lessons, we have finished all this phonetics alphabet, the initials and finals in Chinese pinyin, and combining those with tones that will help you to pronounce the Chinese. As we mentioned before, there are 21 initials in Chinese pinyin, and here we got extra 2, which are very special one. For today, this is what we are going to check, as well as some spelling rules. A syllable in the common speech of modern Chinese usually consists of an initial and a final. And in some cases, a syllable can stand without an initial, but it must have a final. And that's where these two alphabets are for. And first part you can see here, can you recognize all this? And those are the pinyin without initials. So which means we have Chinese characters that sound like yi, yin, ying. In order to have a complete and standard structure of the pinyin, this is what we do. We change the E to the alphabet Y, but the pronunciation of this still E. This is what we call the big E. This Y has two functions. First, it contains the pronunciation of original one, E, and second, it also functions as the initial. So in this case, you can see here, yi, ying, and ying. For the written form, yi, ying, ying. When this syllable forms all by itself, we adding one big E in front of it. But in those examples below, and what we do is replace it. I see this Y, you know it's E. So this one still ya, ye, yao, yo, yan, yang, yong. The first usage of the big E and second one we can see here. Those, remember how do we pronounce it? Yu. As we mentioned before, the yu is actually, we can consider it's the combination of E and U together. Yu. That's why the rules for E can apply here too. When the yu is all by itself, we adding one big E in front of it, and we can omit this two dot on top of it, but still remember it's yu. And for the rest of them, it's the same rule. We adding the big E in front of it to make it a complete structure. Yue, yuan, yun. And that's the Y, the big E. So if you get the usage of the Y, the big E, this is easy, right? It's very similar. So the W is what we use at the beginning of a syllable with U. So the W here is the big U. Same rule, when it's all by itself, we adding one W in front of it. But when there are more parts, we can replace the U with the W. So the one here, let's go through it together. Wa, wo, Y, 微，弯，温，汪。And last one, 翁. Okay, so do you get it? The special W and Y, the big E and U. What else do we missing in this pinyin? The tones, the tone marks. Where do we put the tone marks? A, O, E, I, U, Ü. And there's some rules you should know. First one is in this order. And you can check the pins here, you can find the rules. The last three, it's easy. You find the key vowel and put the tone marks on. But when there's more than one keywords, when you see this, E and A and O, priority goes to A, and U, O, in this order, goes to O, E and of course, and second. In this case, you can see here, this is on E and this is on U. The rule is mark the one at the last. E and U on U, and then E on E. And the last one you should keep in your mind is, can't find anything different here. This is kind of obvious, right? You can see when we need to put the tone mark on E, what we do is we replace the dot with the tone mark. Like here, 鸡, 晴, 止, 令. Okay, so that's all the rules. The last part of today, let's do a little bit practice with the pinyin. This time we will have all of it, the initials, finals, and tone marks. The exercise is, first group, can you try to pronounce it by yourself by looking here? 边, 明, 清, 中. The first group with first tone, and let's see the second. 平. Second tone much more shorter and goes up. 平. 强. 熊. 年. And third tone, make sure you complete tones. 两. 挺. 醒. 讲. Last group, the fourth tone, goes down. Let's see. 定. 见. 像. 病. Now congratulations, you have finished all this. The phonetics part are over, and all this are very important and useful for the following lessons. We will get more chances to practice on the pinyin, the pronunciations. And that's all for today. I'll see you in next lesson. Goodbye. 再见。